If they laid you off, they didn't deserve you anyways. Let's just take a couple minutes and explain exactly how you can roll over your old 401k from an old employer to an IRA that you have complete control over. If you retired, good for you. Take your money out of there. Step one is going to be opening up an IRA account at another brokerage firm. There are dozens of places that you can open up an IRA account, maybe hundreds. They hold your investments for you, so there's just a lot of them. Some of the most popular ones I'm just going to list right here. Now, I have my own personal favorites, but I'm not going to get into that because for all intents and purposes, it doesn't really matter where you move your money to. It's more of your strategy that you're going to use from here on out that matters most. And if you're going to not do it yourself, if you're not going to make your investment decisions on your own, then you're going to be hiring an advisor of some kind anyways, and likely the advisor that you have already has a custodian that they want to use. So go to an advisor first if you're going to be rolling over your funds into an IRA and hiring somebody. Or if you're going to be managing your money yourself, then you open up an IRA account. The custodian you use at the end of the day doesn't matter as much. Some of them have extra features that you may like. Depending on what your investment style is or what sort of tools or research that you really like to use will help dictate who you're going to open up this account through. But this isn't a permanent decision, so don't spend too much time on this because you can always move your IRA to another custodian if you find one later that you like better for whatever reason. Opening up an IRA is like opening up an account at a bank. They're going to ask you lots of personal questions, answer all those correctly, and then when you get to the end, your account will be open, and then they're going to ask you to fund it. And so if you were to fund it from your bank account, that's going to be considered a contribution. And there's rules and regulations on how much you're able to contribute to one of these accounts. However, you are looking to roll over funds from another qualified and retirement account, a 401k from your previous employer, and move it into this IRA account. Which brings us to step two, which is to contact your previous 401k provider and let them know that you intend on rolling your funds over into your new IRA account. And they're going to want to know what your account number is and the custodian that you're using. And some of them have a direct relationship where they can just move money over directly. The main reason step one is because you want to do a direct rollover. Now there's an indirect rollover, but there's more complications that can happen throughout that, and they're going to want to take money out of your account in case you don't do it properly and have tax consequences, and it's just not, don't recommend it. Let's try to do a direct rollover, which simply means you are not going to have any contact with the money. You open up your IRA account, they'll give you an account number, and a lot of times they're going to give you some instructions on where to mail a check to make a deposit or a contribution or a rollover. So now in step two, we're contacting our 401k provider. We're letting them know that we want to do a direct rollover into our new IRA account. Now, when I've done this in the past, I've just called them to let them know. It's just easier for me to walk it over on the phone. They may send you a form to sign or direct you to a portal online where you can go in and fill out your new information. Because what they're technically doing when you let them know you're rolling over your 401k is, first off, they're going to sell your positions, whatever investments you have, and put your money into cash. Then they're going to be cutting a check with that cash, which may take up to 3 to 5 business days afterwards, and they're going to mail it to your new IRA account, and it will be deposited into that new account that you've just set up. Now that you've gone through the steps of opening the account, contacting the 401k provider, and just following the steps that they want you to do, it's kind of different between each 401k provider and how they want you to go through this process. That's why I don't outline it into more depth or detail, because it's a little different everywhere you go. Just ask for some help and they'll help you do it. Step 3 is to periodically check your IRA account to see if and when these funds show up. Because after they show up, they're going to show up in cash. So now it's your responsibility to take that cash and to purchase investments within your IRA account. And that's going to totally depend on what your strategy is, what your time horizon is, what your risk tolerances are. Lots of variables there. But it will be your responsibility at this point to invest that money within your IRA account. I've been in the financial industry for years, so I've done this hundreds of times. It's not that hard. Hopefully this helps you just get a clear understanding of what the process looks like. If you found this helpful at all, hit the like button, let me know. Otherwise, comment on maybe what you think I left out. See ya next time. Apple fritter donut, Tim Hortons. So good, guys.